I downloaded Perplexity after watching one of your episodes. This is maybe like a month ago.
Okay.
I watched you because you came up on my feed, and I was like, okay, let me see what Alicia you're talking about today. What new tool do I need in my toolkit? And you talked about Perplexity. You said you use that over Google.
I do. I don't use Google anymore. Googling is dead. It's Perplexitying now. I said
Y'all heard it here first.
Googling is dead. And here's the reason why. With Perplexity, so if you put something into Perplexity, you're doing a search with Perplexity. So for the real estate investors, I asked for property in a certain zip code that would be perfect for a real estate investment, a buy and hold or a fix and flip. And so it in searching for the answer to this, it did simultaneously 4 different searches. So it took my ask and broke it up into different searches, which means if we would have gone to Google, we would have had to type in 4 different things. So Perplexity is saying, okay, she's asking this, but she probably means this and wants this and needs this as well. So we'll put all of this into a search. And then it gets all of the sources, but it gives you an answer. So for Google, if I would have Googled it, I would have had to have looked and come up with my own answer.
Yeah, because now you got to go through the sites and go
look
through.
at things. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, Google does have their AI where they're kind of summarizing things, but it's nothing like Perplexity giving you an answer. So Perplexity gives you the answer, and then it gives you the sources where it got all this information, and then it also lets you deep dive. When you're done, it's like, here's 5 more things you should probably also research. And you just press this plus button, and it just keeps going into a deeper dive. But the answer that it gives you is so backed up by sources.
It's so perplexed.
It saves you so much time that you won't Google again after you use Perplexity for a search.
This is the most fascinating thing for me in this season of my life, right?
Yeah.
AI.
Right.
I've gone to summits, I go to conferences all the time. Anything tech driven, I go to.
I love it.
And anytime they're talking about AI, I'm front row, right? I'm in the room because I think it goes back to, I remember this moment when I was 16 years old, Alicia. I have to tell you this.
Okay.
I was 16 years old. I was at an NAACP Youth and College Division conference in New York.
Okay.
And there was a panel discussion with a group of women on this panel. And so many of the kids, we were going to try to talk to these, these are like those, young executives who are like popping, and you're like, oh my God, I just need to know this person.
Right.
And I went up to the little dais that they were sitting in. And the lady said to me, she said, I was 16 years old. I will never forget this. She said, what's your email? She was like, send me an email. And I was like, oh, I don't have an email. And she said, if you don't have an email, you can't even talk to me.
Right.
Now I was 16. I said, did she just, I was so hurt. Like, I was like, what do you mean? Give me your phone number. I will call you on the phone. She was like, if you don't have an email, I can't even talk to you. Now, this is when I was 16, right? So this is like the beginning of like email, everybody starting. It was just kind of going. You really only kind of had an email account if you took the computer science class in high school.
Right.
I left that day and got me a Yahoo email account, and I never looked back.
Wow.
But I remember that moment of, if you don't even have an email, you can't talk to me. And we are in this moment in time where those people who thought you don't need no email, everybody gonna still be sending post notes and using the post office, and now we got post offices closing left and right.
That's right.
This is that moment.
It is.
Of if you're not using this, I can't even talk to you.
That's right. We're in the AI revolution, right? And we might still be at the beginning stages, but it's coming fast and it's growing fast, and the advancements are happening so fast. You're still surprised by how many people don't have a ChatGPT account or have never explored AI, but because to us it's like the internet, right? So when the internet came, there still were people who were slow to get on board and fearful of it, and slow it down. But where are they now? They're on the internet.
They're on the internet. I mean, I literally took a poll in the gym one morning, and it's an array of ages, the 20-somethings all the way up to the 60-somethings, even 70-somethings in the gym in the morning. And I asked them, and I said, how many of y'all are using ChatGPT or like some sort of AI every day? And a lot of them were like, no, I don't use it. And then the college student was like, well, I only use it in school.
Right.
And I was like, wait. And then her mom was like, no, I use it every day, right?
Right.
And I'm just like, I said, y'all, if y'all are not using some form of AI, you are behind the 8 ball.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And it is such a small percentage. If you use your use case as an example, it might have been 10% or less of the people that you interviewed are actually using it. And even that lady probably does not know how to use it to its full power, right? And so she might just be tapping on the surface, because I train all the time, almost every day. I'm training some group on artificial intelligence, and you'll be surprised by the people that don't know anything about it. I'm always surprised. I have to start at the beginning, the foundation. I teach people, when I teach my foundational training, that you have to train the tool first. So it's about not asking it to do something before you train it. It starts off with training it. Who are you? What are you doing for me? We're training it. And then we ask it to do something for us. And then we dig deeper, because the first response that you get back, Brandy, no matter how good it is, it can always do better. So you say, I love the sales copy you just wrote, but make it more persuasive. Turn up the persuasiveness. And when it makes the rewrite, you're like, look at that.
Yeah.
So we dig deeper with the content. And then we can also get additional material from it. So ChatGPT is an example, or Claude. It makes great tables, pie charts, Gantt charts.
Great
images,
tables. Yeah.
right.
Now, sometimes the images be a little like, okay, that's very AI generated.
right.
Yeah,
right,
you gotta work through.
You
sometimes.
You do have to work through
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so for the person who's listening who has 1 hour,
Yes.
they got 1 hour a week. I want to learn something new about this AI. I'm trying to get my skills up.
Right.
What would you tell them to do as far as the training of it?
Right. I would tell them to go to ChatGPT and say, I would like for you to act as my AI trainer and integration coach. And I only have 1 hour a day to 1 hour a week to spend learning artificial intelligence. What information do you need to know about me to create a schedule and tell me how I should spend my time when it comes to AI? So it's going to ask you questions like, what do you do in your professional career? Or are you an entrepreneur? What are your passions? You answer those questions, and it will give you a personalized learning plan of how you can tackle AI. And then it will give you, this week, let's tackle Google Gemini, and here are 4 things to do. The only thing that I would say is that because AI is updating so frequently, go back to that same chat and say, okay, what should I learn this week based on the new advances in AI? So you use AI to be your AI coach to help you learn AI and tell you which AI tools to use, and then your AI for the win.
If that blessed you, trust me, you've only scratched the surface. There's so much more wisdom, truth, and transformation waiting in the full conversation. Click the link in the caption below to watch the entire interview, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode of Vault Empowers Talks.